We're live in Las Vegas. Shelby with the top 4 spots as they cycle through Clint Boyer ahead of Jeff Gordon. If you tuned in a little bit late, Kurt Busch, the hometown boy from Las Vegas, was on the pole, never led a lap. In fact, just 6 laps down currently. But Jeff Gordon, who started on the outside pole and has dominated, leading more than 200 laps in this race, got away in the beginning and got away impressively. Rookie Kevin Conway spinning out, hitting the wall, bringing out a caution earlier in this race. And Mike Bliss, who had Kim Kardashian pushing her fragrance on his car, wrecked it out. No need to keep up with the Kardashians. Earnhardt Ganassi teammates involved in this wreck, and Kurt Busch was caught up in it as well with McMurray and Juan Pablo Montoya. And then moments ago, Casey Kane running 7th. This was a little bit earlier when the caution lights, we had some problems here in Las Vegas. But Kane with a pit road problem, knocking him off the lead lap.
Yeah, he was running 7th at the time, but you clearly saw he ran over his airline, which is a no-no in NASCAR, and he's been penalized for that.
And you can vote for the fastest pit crew. Text your pick to 22258, delivered by AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network, as we take a look at the pit crews at the moment. And the record here in the last 2 times we've had the fewest cars on the lead lap at the end of a race was 10. We'll see if that holds up here. Let's rejoin Darrell, Larry, and Mike.
Well, this time 19 cars took the wave around to get a lap back and chose not to pit. Clint Boyer did not pit. He is our race leader.
And see, under the old rules, until they made the wave around rule, our leader would be starting mid-pack.
Hey, he'd be starting 20th.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
You know, with Clint Boyer up there not coming to pit road, I can't help but think back to a year ago. He stayed out, didn't win the race, but finished 2nd, stayed out late in the race.
Jimmy Johnson restarts 4th. He has 4 tires. Tony Stewart restarts 7th. He has 4 fresh tires. Here we go. 34 laps to run.
He is putting the splitter up under the back of that 33 car and giving him a shove, baby. Holding me up.
And he's going to take it to the high side. Almost made it 3 wide. We may have just given Jimmy Johnson the keys to the candy store.
I think we did. He's got 4 feel goods on there, and he's going to town.
Johnson gets a big run off turn number 4 and sets his sight on the man who has led almost this entire race, his teammate Jeff Gordon.
Could be it right here. Got to be careful down underneath your teammate like that. Don't want to suck up into him.
Well, I think Johnson wants to take advantage of those tires early. He don't want to wait to do it as he turns down under him. They're side by side.
He got
3 and 4.
That car on the outside will pull that one on the inside around every time. Had to get out of the gas.
So Gordon holds the lead. Boyer 3rd, Harvick 4th.
Not surprising. Those 2 tires will be all right for a few laps, but those 4 will prevail eventually.
Let's check with Krista in Johnson's pit.
Well, ironically, Mike, last week, Chad Canal said the one decision he didn't like that he made was when he made a 2-tire stop midway through the race. Jimmy Johnson wasn't happy with his car early, but he trusts his crew chief. Here's some of the chatter they had just a few laps ago.
You're not going to like this. Tires, bro. Those guys are on 2, man. All those guys are on 2. Either we lapped a lot of cars or a lot of people took 2. Because there wasn't many people on pit road when I came down. But half the field is a lap down. Okay, that's just talking. Yeah, there's 13 cars on the lead lap. Your first one on 4 tires there, brother. This thing has got Jimmy Johnson written all over it.
Well, now with the cars that took the wave around, there are 21 cars on the lead lap, but none seem capable of challenging Gordon and Johnson.
Go get him.
That's his spotter, Earl Marvin, Jimmy Johnson's spotter.
Tell you what, he's got his work cut out for him. That 24 car is still mighty strong.
In the last 79 races, Jeff Gordon has been to victory lane only once. Last April at Texas. And that was another 1.5-mile track, much like this one.
And a place he had never won. As a matter of fact, no one was there. Rick Hendrick wasn't there. His wife wasn't there. I guess they didn't think he could win at that racetrack.
And here we're looking at a battle between teammates, a battle for 3rd place, also a battle between 2 fresh right side tires and no tires. Harvick just drives away from Boyer. Now Boyer's big problem will be that green and black 5 car, Mark Martin. He has 4 fresh tires.
Did you say something about Mark Martin?
I did. He is back in the top 5. They have never quit working on that car since the drop of the green flag.
So the gap stabilizes at its usual 0.4 of a second. First to second, Gordon to Johnson. Toyota's top performers include Joey Logano, who started 6th and is running 7th. Dick?
And Joey Logano is having a big day today, Mike. Remember last year he came to this racetrack as an 18-year-old. This is the only race he had run prior to today. Had a minor practice crash, but what a driver he has become in just the years since. He has run in the top 10 all day long. He's had excellent pit stops. He's just done everything right. There's not a mark in the car. Logano having a big day here in Las Vegas.
Yes, yeah, but look in his rearview mirror because Biffle is flying.
Yeah, and Biffle is just trying to get back up there. He's been working his way back up there for quite a while. And here's Mark Martin going around Clint Boyer in the 5 car. And here comes that 17 car.
Yes, and I stand corrected. Mark Martin only changed 2 right side tires, but boys, we got a battle for the lead with 26 laps to go. Johnson is there again.
I think the air pressures in that 48 have kind of come up now. He's going to start making time.
26 laps to go. 2 Hendrick cars out front. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson.
But think back to last week. Kevin Harvick was able to catch. Who won the race last
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, he was able to catch Jimmy Johnson. My mind went blank.
Same guy he's chasing right now.
Couldn't get around him.
Caught him, couldn't quite deal with him. This has been all Jeff Gordon's day. He's led 210 of 242 laps. We've had 7 cautions, most of them very brief ones, and only 1 major crash that involved Daytona 500 winner McMurray, pole sitter Kurt Busch, and Wampala Montoya, McMurray's teammate. Otherwise, minor incidents and only 4 cars in the garage. 25 to go as Sprint brings you an inside look at what's happening now inside the Sprint Cup Series.
You know, this just has so much of last week written on it. These 2 guys fighting, not 2 different guys, one of the same players, but Gordon is now trying to force Jimmy Johnson, I think, to pass him on the bottom, and I don't know if Jimmy's car is that good or not.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Jimmy Johnson in that 48, he drove her down into turn 3 that last time. 23 laps to go.
Well, there's no holding back now. We know that.
U.S. Olympic hockey team, silver medalists, but high marks to the U.S. Olympic 4-man bobsled team. They won the gold medal, and it's all due to the efforts of Jeffrey Bodine, a past Daytona 500 winner, who one morning on Daytona's pit road said, I want to go drive that bobsled, and he realized they didn't need better drivers. They needed better sleds. And with Bob Cuneo of Chassis Dynamics, they got them. And the American bobsledders win the gold, and that project now moves down to Concord, North Carolina to Cheech Gardy and Mike McLaughlin to build the future U.S. sleds, as Johnson is trying it, and he can get oh so close, but can't get Jeff Gordon.
That's a couple of good lead sleds right here, baby. These babies are getting it now. Can he pass him? That's the question.
We'll be back to the Shelby American at Las Vegas.